What's up, guys? This is Nico from Team Limitless, and I'm here with Karl Peters, who just made top 4 at the regional championship in Malmö with a very interesting deck. Before we get into your deck, tell us a little bit about your preparation for the tournament. We heard you were in Melbourne last week, so you didn't have a lot of time to prepare for Malmö. But how did you prepare in the week between Melbourne and Malmö?
For registration for the
yeah, not so much, because I this was my holidays after the international tournament. I played a few games in Starbucks 2 days ago with one of my friends. I tested against Decidueye and Rayquaza and Darkrai, and yeah, the stake always wins in our testing games. And then I chose the stake for Malmö.
Okay, so you said you tested a lot against Decidueye. So you were one of the players that expected a Decidueye heavy metagame instead of a counter Decidueye metagame. So you prepared for Decidueye in general, or did you also prepare to counter decks like the Wobbuffet variants and Garbodor decks?
Yeah, I think the stake is a really good shot against all tier 1 decks. You have against all tier 1 decks positive matchup. You have 60 or 70% to win all games. The good thing on the metagame is now one half of the players are playing Decidueye or Volcanion or tier 1 decks, and the other play decks with Wobbuffet or Garbodor, or maybe Jirachi and so on, or Fragment Beltar to lock the opponent with Viplum and then shoot on the bench. And I think Lapras is a good choice because Garbodor, Jirachi, all these cards don't work against Lapras or against Hammer or something. And I think that's a good choice because one of the half the player play against Decidueye and the other play Decidueye, and my deck wins against both sides.
Okay, so let's get into your list. Your Pokemon line is pretty straightforward, just for Lapras. Tell us about why did you not choose to play the normal water toolbox kind of cards like Manaphy or just a single Shaman? What's your thought behind that?
Yeah, I think Lapras on his own is one of the best GX cards. It's the cheapest GX card, I think. But the first attack collect is really good because you don't need Shaman, you don't need any support cards beside Lapras. And when you don't play cards like Shaman or Manaphy or Glaceon, you don't need Ultra Volts because you don't must search any cards and you have more space in your deck. You can play more consistency cards for situation like one-shot Darkrai or play one more Lysander or something else. And why I played this deck is Manaphy, Shaman and so on, they have not so much HP, and the opponent can in the late game with Lysander almost in every game one-shot these cards. And Lapras, you need 2 hits or 3 hits to kill a Lapras GX, and I think I have much more time when I don't play these cards.
Okay, your supporter lineup is the regular for Sycamore, just 1N, but Judge and Kukui as draw instead. And then you decided to play Skullgrunt, Center Lady, Olympia and 2 Ranger. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Sycamore, it's the main card that every playing this card, you draw 7 cards. And the N is for the late game if your opponent have taken 4 prize cards and you must shift the game in your direction. These are main cards. The Kukui is, you need the Kukui to one-shot Darkrai. You want 160 with the second attack on Lapras, and then 180 if you play Kukui in this turn. Olympia and Pokemon Center Lady are consistent cards for the late game. The attack from Lapras says that you can't attack in the next round. That means you must draw a switch card, like one of the 3 switches, or the Olympia, or you go with the Rangers, and double hit with Lapras. And it's worked really well because you can't in this deck you have in tier 3 or tier 4 25 cards in your hand. If your opponent don't play N, you have anything that you need. The second thing is you have always just many mulligans, and your opponent is drawing 2 to 3 cards with the mulligans in every game. And if you start the game and have Judge or N, it's perfect. Or Team Skullgrunt. you can lock your opponent. I win one game in top 8 with my judge. I played T1 judge, and my opponent draws Yveltal, Fighting Fury Belt, 2 energy cards. And this was the game. My opponent can make a setup. I can draw with collect 3 cards every turn. Yeah, I can't with anything. Team Skullgrunt is one of the best cards, I think, because the opponent Decidueye decks have the GX attack that they can 3 cards from the discard pile in his hand. You can, he shows in the most cases 2 double energy cards and 1 N maybe, because Lifespan don't work against this deck. And then you can play Team Skullgrunt, and your opponent must discard his 2 energy cards, maybe his last 2 energy cards, and you win with deck out. Yeah, I think this is the more. Yeah, Team Flareground, true for the lock. You want to lock your opponent. Pokémon Center Lady against Darkrai and Yveltal. Your opponent can't kill you in 2 turns. You need 3 turns. Yeah, I think this is awfully supportive.
So you already talked about Team Flareground. As we can see, in addition to like your supporter cards in Team Skullgrunt and Team Flareground, you also run an overall count of 6 hammers.
Yeah, 6 hammers. I want to play 8 hammers because 6 hammers is not enough, I think. I have just a little bit problem against Yveltal X that I can't one-shot with Labras. If your opponent have Fighting Fury Belt on his Yveltal X and they have 2 double colors energies, you have really a problem.
Simon Fergin.
But I played in the last round against Mark Lutz and win 2-0. I think this matchup is already fine. Yeah, you play the energy denial deck cards for Darkrai or for Yveltal, because you need such a few turns to build up 1 Labras and the second one on the bench. And with Rough Sea, you can heal all your Labras. You can switch with the switch cards. You can bring this beastie cards on your bench. Can heal it each turn, and yeah, your opponent must make a good damage output to play with you this damage game. Yeah, you know what I mean? And yeah.
So let's not get into too much detail for your tournament, but did you have any notable games, like really hard games or games that went very different than you expected them to be?
On day 1 I was undefeated. I got 6-0-2, and 2 games, you can see this in the stream, and then one of the games was in the stream I make a tie, but I'm really sure that I can win this game because my opponent have only 1 or 2 energy cards left in his deck, and I don't use my GX attack, but we haven't enough time, and then yeah, it was a tie. I think this deck wins against all decks in the tier 1. I lost in top 4 because I don't draw an energy card in the last round. I can't use collect. I have 2 switch, 1 Fighting Fury Belt and 3 energy switch and a Versus Seeker, and drew nothing on the next turn. Drew Rough Sea. My opponent was Decidueye playing, and yeah, then I lost. But yesterday I won 3 times against Decidueye. 2-0.
Okay, you said that you were very satisfied with the list, but would you make any change, like cut any card you didn't feel too necessary?
What I want to cut is the 4 Sycamore and the 1N. These are the cards that everybody is playing, and this is a consistency card, but the problem on this card is you have 15 to 25 cards in your hand. You can't play Sycamore anytime because all your options in your deck, you need every card, you need every energy switch, you need every Crushing Hammer, every switch, and I think Judge was one of the best cards in this tournament for me, yeah. And Sycamore is a consistency card, but I need the card that shuffle all my hand cards back in my game, back in my deck. And I have already enough cards. I don't need 7 cards from Sycamore. I think, yeah, that's one of the best. I hope this is a card is coming that says draw 2 cards and you open discard a card. Also, that's perfect this deck.
Okay, thanks for the interview and congratulations again on your top 4 finish.
Thank you.